ladies and gentlemen. We are playing Chrono Trigger for the PlayStation, and I bid you welcome to join me as I go through this multi-ending insanity. I'm going to skip the opening cutscene here because it spoils things and so on. In the case of the first run-through, we're going to be doing the final ending. I think it's called Beyond Time. But, okay, for those of you who don't know the PlayStation version, because I know some people don't, this is the difference. It has a bunch of extras. The defaults are theater and music box. Theater is for your movies, as you can see, and this is for your game soundtracks as you go along. There's other things like a treasure map and item lists, boss lists, stuff like that. Basically, it's like a big glossary. When they redid all the different games on PlayStation, like the Final Fantasies, they tended to add this system. Wherein that you had like a little guide walkthrough thing, because they realized these games were that old. It was a very nice touch, actually. I have no files on the game, so we're going to start a fresh one. I'll be avoiding spoilers and not changing any names, because I feel that there are some people out there that may not know this game, and the reason I chose to play this game, despite it being beloved to my own heart, yeah, here, Chrono. Chrono is the titular character, so I never really changed his name. I could have made a Goku joke or something like that, because Akira's art style is the same all the time, but so yeah. The reason I chose to do this game, even though it's beloved to my heart, and I don't really feel the need to promote a game this freaking awesome, is because it just came out on the PSN and the Wii. They both put out their respective versions. The Super Nintendo version on the Wii, it's a port of the Super Nintendo version rather than the original game, and the PlayStation version you see here is being promoted on the PlayStation Network. Unfortunately, as you can tell, there are load times because of the way CDs work. Sad to say, but they're not terrible. Also, I want you guys to tell me in the comments, these are recorded in hour-long sets, so there'll be like 6 videos. So, within those 6 videos, if I don't do something you guys have told me on the comments, I'm sorry. But I record them in hour-long stints because I use a DVD-R to record my footage, and I use SoundForge to record my audio, and then I splice them together. There's hang times because of the CD. They're not too terrible, but what I want you guys to first tell me, because we're keeping the names the same, I want you guys to tell me what we should do about the window color, because in all these games you got the ability to change the window color. Yasunori Matsueda, I think I've pronounced his name right. He did the soundtrack for this for the most part, and for Xenogears, another of my absolute favorite games. Just great, just fantastic. That's one of the great things about Chrono Trigger. I miss 16-bit sprites. Because they present, you can do plenty with these, like you can make explosions and stuff like that. Now with everybody doing 3D, it just... Luca. Is it... Can you guys tell me how to pronounce that? Is it just L-U-C-A with the pronunciation? The extra C is silent? Or is there supposed to be some extended C or E noise? I'm not sure. Yeah, run along dinner. Except here's a pro tip. Most people picked up on this, but you can talk to your mom. She gives you another $200. There's the fair, but we won't really be doing that because I want to get into the story right away. But at the same time, I want to be able to show you all the different places around here, and goddamn, this game. I want to be able to show you all the different places around here. Melchior! I'm going to show you. This is what we're going to be aiming for during this first hour, is to get into the game, but before that, we need the load sword, which apparently, because I've been playing the DS, got retranslated back to platinum items, but I don't know the difference. Like, why is it called load? Did the English translators just think platinum sounded really which are, I think, $500 total for both. Well, it's going to be a grand total for both Chrono and his companion here, Marl. The moment you walk up here, you bump into her. Yeah, it hurt. So, later you have to do some stuff. We'll get to it, but here's a pro tip. Talk to her first before you go pick this pendant up. Because otherwise you'll get in some shit for it. So you pick up the pendant, and... Yep. And then tell her you can have it back, and you're nice, and everything, and then you tell her you can walk around. Her name is Marl. Or at least that's what the name entry screen says. There we go. As you can see, the load times are terrible, but that just gives me more time to talk to you guys. So yeah, window color. That's what I want you guys to tell me about now in these videos, and I will take suggestions for when we go through the other endings to name the characters. So like when we start New Game Plus, I'll call Chrono something else, Marl something else, so on and so forth. So this little girl wants her cat back. I think it's a little girl anyway. The bow kind of says little girl. Don't touch the lunch. I know people like to do that, but really you can come back with it. Alright, the cat. Walk when you do this, by the way, because the cat has horrible tracking. It'll get hung up on stairs and stuff. Come on. Come on. Stupid cat. Alright, and you talk to the kid. And he says, okay, you brought the cat back. And goes over there and sits. And that's a good deed. Yeah. This is Lean's bell, which appears a number of times in the game. Most prominently here in the present, but a couple of times throughout the rest of the game. The game, by the way, has time travel involved, so take it or leave it. Now, normally you can go beat up on Gato, who is, you can get silver points from him, and that helps for later in the game because he gives you a reliable number. But I like to go to Guardian Forest here to get the money for the load sword, because you get $48 a tonic, 3 tech points just from beating up, what do you call it? These guys here. Just fight one group of these guys, and we get a lot more of a benefit, and it can be a lot faster than, alright. They die really easy. There might be 3 of them, but I just killed 2. So he's gonna kill them. See? None of them even managed to attack me. Just a terrible one. Now, Gato has a better experience, a better amount of like EXP you can get by I think a couple of points. But really, the tech points are what you want. That's where it's at. Because your technique points allow you to have the big techniques, and I'll get into exactly what they are about later. Of course. Actually, I won't go into the tutorial house other than to rob it because, yeah. There's a tutorial house, and you'll see me do everything we can do, and I'll explain it as we go along. It's a fairly simple way to... There, I just learned Cyclone. It would have taken me, like, 4 or 5 fights with Gato to learn it. See, here we go. Power tabs. Now, I don't know why they're called tabs, but they're just they're a power-up item. They're an item you get in the game, and it powers up one of your stats. There are a few of them. And while I'm in the status screen, you can see lightning above Chrono, and water above Marl. Those are their magic elements. Now, we don't have any magic yet because we haven't gotten to that point in the game. But when you do, that's where you get different abilities, and you can take those different abilities and combine them into dual and triple techniques. And there are some really awesome looking ones too.